Ladies and gentlemen, g'day. Welcome back to the channel. Somebody did it. Ladies and gentlemen, I am not kidding you when I say someone actually did it. They actually legitimately did it. I can't believe it. I still cannot believe that someone actually went ahead and actually managed to get the Chieftain prototype. That's ridiculous. Someone managed to do it. That's unbelievable. I still can't comprehend that. That's amazing. Honestly, it's ridiculous. Hold on. I'm just trying to adjust. I'm currently driving. I'm driving home from work. I haven't had much time to, record a video or anything like that, like I usually do in my lunch breaks and whatnot. So, this is my chance to, let you know what my feelings are about this event, or rather this draw, and how shit I think it is, and what an absolute shit fight it is. There's some people, I still can't believe there's some people that are saying that, oh yeah, no, I don't really mind it. It's actually not a bad idea to have this tank in a draw like this and make it this expensive. And my response to them is, are you actually serious? Are you legitimately serious? The fact that this tank was offered in a draw, and the main reward to get this thing, the main method to get this thing is buying these tickets in order to, guarantee that you'll get it. You'll have to spend over, just over $2,000. That's insane. That's crazy. And there's some people justifying this, and I don't understand. I do not understand. Or some people saying, I blame the player base for actually going ahead and making and purchasing these tickets and whatnot. It's just like, what is wrong with you people? How can you justify this? How can you say this is a good idea? It's not a good idea. You can't blame the player base for being dumb enough to actually purchase these tickets. Most of the people that are purchasing these tickets don't really understand the probability, literally the lowest possible probability there is to get this Chieftain. It's ridiculous. And it's getting to the point now where it's just like, oh yeah, you know what? I don't really care at this point. I don't really care. I'm just gonna say, yeah, you know what? It's pretty good. So, the point I'm making in this video is, someone actually purchased enough tickets to do the entire draw. I'm still gobsmacked. I am honestly gobsmacked. Someone did 2025 draws. Or rather, they clicked the draw 2,025 times. Apparently, it took them multiple hours to complete the draw in its entirety. Who the hell spent that $2,000 to get this tank? I still can't understand the premise of some people. That is literally rent for a month for some people. That's mortgage for a month. That's a down payment that's payments for a car, for finance, right? That's someone's wages for an entire fortnight or an entire month in some cases. That's insane. That is literally insane. The fact that someone had enough money to think, you know what, it's not really going to affect me that much. I'm going to put down $2,000 and do this draw in its entirety and get this brand new Chieftain prototype. That's absolutely insane. I do not understand how someone could be this stupid in completing the entire draw. You know how I knew about this? By the way, if you look in Eason's, or rather the Blitz, What Blitz news section, in his channel, or his Discord server, Eason, he posted this in his announcements, and I'm not even kidding when I say this. He posted this in his announcements, and he said, this is the first recipient of the Chieftain prototype from this draw, and they got it by completing the entire 2025 draw. That is unbelievable. They had to play the draw 2025 times to get the tank. I honestly am gobsmacked. I don't know what to say. I literally do not know what to say. Like, how do you justify that? How do you justify it? Wargaming. This is not how you introduce a new tank. This is not how you introduce a new tank, okay? I'm going to give you ideas right now. I'm going to brainstorm my ideas on what I think is a financially viable option to introduce a new Tier 9 tank like the Chieftain prototype with the legendary camouflage and actually make money doing so. You ready? This is it. Not putting it in some kind of ridiculously, difficult draw where the odds are so low, they're actually worse than, winning the lotto, for instance, right? Winning the lottery. It's actually worse than that. That's how bad the odds are to get the tank. It's ridiculous. Anyway, this is the first idea. You ready? Putting it in an event. Okay, that was the first idea that I had. Putting it in an event, but not an easy event. No. Not like the fucking Destiny where every single player and their mother got a tank, a Tier 9 tank. No. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about having the event like, for instance, the 50 TP prototype. That event was genuinely a difficult event. It was quite a sweaty event, but guess what? I enjoyed doing that event because it meant I was getting a brand new tank for free. For free. And you want to know what made it rare? Like it kept it rare? You weren't able to get currencies. You weren't able to purchase it using gold or like complete the stages using gold or with money. You had to actually grind your ass away in a clan in order to do it. And we did it. Some of us did it. Okay, other people missed out on it. Again, if you wanted to do it that way and actually make us work for it and earn it, then I would have no issues with that. In fact, I would say Wargaming, give yourselves a pat on the back. This is what I'm talking about by having a challenging event, by engaging the community and making them want to actually grind out these events to get these tanks. That's what I've been waiting for. Unfortunately, that's not the way they've done this. Instead, what they did was they added it in a stupid draw like this and made it ridiculously impossible to get the freaking tank without spending about $2,000 American. So, that's one piece of advice. Another one would be putting it in crates. You could have added it into the game like you did with every other fucking Tier 9 tank, the collector tanks that come out, and put it in crates. Put it in Chieftain Proto crates. And I wouldn't have an issue with it. I legitimately would not have an issue with it. I'll be like, you know what? It's another tank in crates. Freaking bullshit. But at least, you spend $120, $150, maybe $200, and you'll guarantee that you'll get the tank. That's it. And I wouldn't have an issue. I'd be like, I'll get a bunch of resources once, opening these crates. Yeah, it's a lot of money, but guess what? I have the tank. I'll spend $200. Cool. You'll have a lot more people, spending $150 or $200 getting the tank from the crates than you will have people trying to do this ridiculous, idiotic, and just downright greedy draw. It still boggles my mind that people think that this draw was actually a good idea. You need to wake up. You need to get a reality check, because this is predatory. This is greed beyond greed's belief. This is not how you raise revenue. You don't raise revenue by introducing draws like this and introducing a predatory sort of marketing strategy like this. Instead, you actually raise revenue by giving us events that are difficult, and if you want to complete it, you have to spend money, right? By giving us a crate that we can open. Yes, albeit it's crates, but guess what? It's a hell of a lot more cheaper than this fucking shit. Excuse my language, but honestly, it still boggles my mind that they actually introduced this. Like, it's still ridiculous. So yeah, that's another thing. Having it in crates. Again, I wouldn't have an issue with it. It's in crates. It's like, you know what? Whatever. Who cares? Who gives a shit? It's in crates. That's my second idea. And my third one, and this one I think is probably the best option. In my opinion, I reckon this one's probably the best option. Selling the tank outright. You want to keep the tank rare, you want to keep the tank, exclusive, okay. Give it a price tag that is unreasonable to most people. A price tag like, I don't know, $250, $300, but it's a new tank and it comes with a bunch of resources. Cool. And some crates and whatnot. Awesome. But guess what? Because it's only $300, there are a lot more people that have that kind of money to get that new tank to be exclusive than there is people who have $2,000 to spend on virtual currency. Because let's face it, that's what that draw is. The draw is for you to, get virtual currency, which is gold. In fact, it's actually, it's like, who needs all that gold? And the truth is, who does need all that gold? You're like, $2,000, I can get myself over $1 million gold. Ooh, and I get myself a tank, a rare tank, and I get myself a cool camouflage that comes with the tank. It's predatory. So, guys, Wargaming, again, my name is not Economics Mate for no reason. I don't just call myself Economics Mate because it's a cool name. No. I studied a Bachelor of Business in university. I majored in management. I also majored in economics, right? And I did some finance as well in uni. I know what I'm talking about when I say your fiscal policies when it comes to raising revenues is shit. It's not good. This is not an approach that is financially going to help you in the long run. It might not even help you in the short run. If anything, it's going to just damage your reputation and your goodwill. That's what it's going to do. It's going to damage your reputation. It's going to make you look like a greedy ass company that doesn't care about its player base and only cares about generating revenue. You need to be able to introduce these new tanks in a way where you will generate revenue. You're guaranteed to generate revenue by introducing this new tank, but just sell it outright. Sell the tank outright. Give it a $250 or $300 price tag. People will still fetch that kind of money. There's a lot of people that say, it's a lot of money. But guess what? There's a lot more people that have that kind of money to spend on a brand new tank, those collectors, than spending $2,000 on a draw that doesn't even guarantee them the tank unless they spend that $2,000. Do you see what I'm trying to say here? There is a trend. And this is not a good, it's not a good view for Wargaming. It really isn't, okay? Not only did they have recently the issue with the tiered loot boxes, right? The Rumfluty event that they currently have in Water Tanks PC. You know how bad that drama was? It was ridiculous. Everyone was going apeshit about it. All the CCs were refusing to review the new tanks that are coming out from those loot boxes. You know why? Because people were smart enough to realize that this is bullshit and this is an absolute greed fest, right? But guess what? Blitz has been doing this for a very long time. Just look at the freaking after party event where you had to spend so much money in order to get the Waffenträger. And even then, you weren't guaranteed to get it. There was no guarantee that you were going to get the Waffenträger. It was a 3% chance, and that was it. That was your flat rate, a 3% chance. There was no extra, there was no charms, there was none of that shit. It was just a 3% chance. Yeah, great marketing strategy there, Wargaming. Thank you so much. Wargaming, please. Okay? I love your company. I love the games that you produced. I really do. I love the staff members that I interact with in the CC server, in the Blitz server. In general, you guys are great people to speak to. But for the love of God, you need to change your methods of monetization. This is greed. This is predatory. This is not how you introduce a new tank into the Blitz game and think this is a good idea. Yes, let us rip off our consumers and our player base and make us look like greedy bastards. It's not a good idea. Please don't think this video is aimed at you guys and is aimed at hating on Wargaming. I'm not hating on you people. I'm saying it as it is. I'm Australian. This is how we speak. We're brutally honest. I'm not going to sugarcoat and say, you know what? It's actually not that bad. I'm going to tell you it's bad. It's bad. It's not a good look. This is not what Blitz is about, guys. Please, Wargaming. I'm not begging you, but I'm trying to reason with you guys. This is not a good idea. And for those CCs and every other person that's trying to tell me that, oh, you know what, it's actually not a bad idea, just no. Just stop. Just stop. Stop and listen to yourselves before you talk this kind of rubbish. Because this is clearly a greedy gesture by Wargaming. This is not, oh yeah, it's actually a good policy. It's not a good policy. It's shit. It should never have been introduced like this. Take my advice on board, Wargaming. If you want some financial advice and ideas on how to introduce tanks, by all means, my DMs are open. You are more than welcome to message me. I am happy to give you these ideas as an expert. Well, I mean, I'm not an expert, but I know what I'm talking about in a sense, at least in that kind of retrospect. So I'm not just talking rubbish. Hey. Fucking idiot. Apologies for that. I am driving, as I said. There are a lot of idiots on the road. So what you just heard was a little snippet of what I have to deal with driving on Sydney roads here in Australia. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Anyway. That's the Aussie spirit. Am I right? Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, look after yourselves. Look after your friends and family. Peace in the Middle East and everywhere else in the world. And I'll see you on the battlefield. And it's raining again. It's actually pissing down rain here. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. And, yeah, when the rain comes out, all the idiots are out on the road, as they say. Hey, am I right? All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm out. See you later. Bye-bye. And, yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you think of all this. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? All right, bye-bye.